Hello everyone and welcome to Wilds of Eldraine draft, one of the last few ones that will happen on this channel before the next set releases quite soon. Okay, this pack has good cards. The best common I would say is the Ratcatcher training. I would be maybe even somewhat happy to first pick it out of a weak pack, but I'm not taking the common here. The best uncommon here is Hearth Elemental, very good card. Especially in blue red, but it can be good in any card, any deck basically. This is the last card you play from your hand, get 2 cards and then maybe play a cheap 4/5 after that. Questing Druid is the most interesting card. It's great in red green specifically. Maybe I should play with the rares. There's not gonna be many drafts in this set. There's a chance I won't be playing this in because I have to be main color green to play this, but let's try to make it work. Hearth Elemental would be maybe a little bit safer pick. Ooh, well, look at this. I'm just gonna take the ruby here. I want to be specifically green-red, or at least... Well, I guess you could just see Splash the Seek the Beast, but I mean, what does this pack offer me? The rare has been taken. The Enchanted Tales card is just an uncommon, another very good one. Yeah, I'll take the ruby here. And let's try to make a red-green work, maybe with some splashes, of course. Yeah, here the best card is Sharai, but I could just take the Frantic Firebolt. Early in the draft I might, focus a little bit more on instant sorceries and things that have adventure. Curse of the Werefox is a little bit riskier. You have to have a creature you can, and the opponent must not interact with it. So I'll take the Firebolt. It will also give a counter to the Druid, so I would prefer to have maybe not that many green cards when this is in the deck, because this doesn't get, of course, counters when you cast cards that are only green. Yeah, this is the best card. You could take this because it's possible blue and white will be open, but with the start I have here, I am gonna do a little bit of forcing. I don't usually do a lot of forcing, but I can do it with this start that I have here. Like if I took the Sharai there, I think it would be easy to take this Snaymaster Sprite to go with it. But I'm gonna take the Bellowing Bruiser here instead. It's not amazing, but I'm kind of forcing red-green now. So let's hope I won't regret my choice. Well, here we have blue-white cards, but none of them is a particularly interesting one. So I don't mind having the Unruly Catapult here. And well, green obviously isn't very open here, but maybe it doesn't matter. After all, Questing Druid wants to have other colors instead. Witch's Mark, Crystal Grotto, Gingerbread. Those are the options. I know there's still, I could go blue-red, ignore the green stuff. This would be a fine start for the blue-red deck, although the Bellowing Bruiser isn't the best in there, but I could take the Into the Fair Court. That is the reasonable thing to do, but I'm actually just taking the Witch's Mark here instead. Merry Bards. Oh, has some good black here. Well, at this point, I'm taking the Minstrosity. I like it. I like the card quite a bit, and I guess I could take the Crystal Grotto, but I'm gonna keep the option open for black red by picking this 2-drop, which I like more than the Battle Node in a red black deck. Okay, red black is an option here still. I could take the Voracious Vermin or the Rat out. Maybe I would take the Vermin over the Rat out. Not sure even, but I could take the Minecart today. That would leave me the option to steal draft red-green. In pack 2, green might be very open, and I have 2 very decent green cards in here. Okay, I take this, because this card will work even in black-red if that's what I'm gonna end up playing after all. I just take the Corvold and the Noble Thief. Not sure if I'm gonna play it in the main deck, but I might. Kindled Heroism, Leaping Ambush. None of this is particularly good. I don't think I'm gonna play 2 of these. Don't think so. I do like the Leaping Ambush more. Yes, it doesn't add a counter on this questing druid, but I mean, it's better than the Kindled Heroism. Curse of the Werefox, after green being very highly cut, still here. Okay, so guess that's all fine. I don't think this card is what I'm looking to draft here. I have a trick already. I'll take the uncommon. Toadstool Admirer. Don't think I'm gonna play that or this. Hey, there's a Kellan. There's also Utopia Sprawl. But I'm gonna take a 3 mana 2/2 double striker. It's a good stat line. Well, I might get some roll token on this, and then this will pump my other creatures. But the birthright boon, the adventure here, might not matter. First of all, I don't have any auras or equipments in here. But this is still fine with roll tokens. Utopia Sprawl would be a good pick too, but I'm taking the double striker here. And okay, Troublemaker Oath in here, another Sharai. Yeah, let's take the 2-drop, I think. Now, I could take the Bespoke Battle Cup, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna splash the red spell here, because this is a red card. You know, the card is not red, but the adventure is... What am I talking about? Of course the card is red, but I was talking about the adventure. It requires white mana. So getting this would require... Yeah, I don't have a way to generate white mana yet, but how important is it to pick the Troublemaker Oath? Right now, maybe it's not important. So I'll take this because I do have the double strike thing, and I might pick up a way to splash for the white stuff in here. For example, a Flicker Coin. And that said, I might just take the Beanstalk Worm, a little bit of an expensive card here. Wouldn't necessarily mind having it. Don't think the Witch Stalker is really a good card, even though this is kind of the red-green archetype, just like the Garruk's Uprising, but I don't think there's enough support for the 4-power greater stuff. Yeah, I think I'm going to cut the Minstrosity and just play the red-green deck here. Take the big hitter now, instead of the Flicker Coin. Maybe it makes sense. And here I can just take a... Well, I could take a Crystal Grotto. I could even take the Ceramont here and really try to splash the white. But I have a couple of 5-drops already. I don't think it makes enough sense. How many creatures? 8. I don't know if I want to have another Curse of the Werefox, but it does give a roll token to the Kellan, which could be nice. Crystal Grotto allows me to use the Kellan's Birthright Boon, but maybe I shouldn't focus on it too much. Also a great white-red 2-drop. Let's take this thing. And Ferocious Werefox, that's an easy pick. I need a creature, and this actually works with the mana curve quite nicely. And here we have... Well, is it time to play a Verdant Outrider? I don't usually play that card. I'm not sure I care about it enough, but I don't think I'm going to splash anything here. And I need a creature here with 9 only. I take this despite me not really liking that card. Okay, Scarecrow Guide is a way to use the Kellan's ability. There's a Collector's Vault, but I don't think I'm gonna take it in this deck. The Witch Stalker, I have some 4-power creatures now, but not enough to make it a worthy pick. I'm gonna take this because now I have the means to make white mana. I actually think the Catapult works in this deck. I have many adventure spells as well, which will untap the Catapult. It's a little weird deck now, with Catapults and aggressive creatures. I know there's the Prism too, which I could take, but I actually do prefer the Catapult here now. Another Scarecrow Guide. Do I need a 2-drop? I might actually need. Yeah, I'm taking it over these 5-drops, which I have 1 copy of both of them. So let's take the Guide. And here I can just take the uncommon. I don't care about any of those. Merry Buds. I still get the options to pick a Witch Stalker which is not really synergistic with the Unruly Catapult much at all. I take the Meribards. Another one of these. I'm not gonna play either of those. It's just very unlikely. But let's see what pack 3 gives me. Something good, like a cut in. I'm gonna take that instead of trying to splash for this. This is totally a splashable card, of course. But cut in is really good. So let's take that. Sign of War. Oh, there's a Picnic Ruiner. That's a really good one. It's a 2-drop. And then, of course, I can use the Adventure easily here. So that's an easy pick. I'm also passing the Candy Grabble here. But I'm also passing the Firebolt. I wouldn't mind having another one of those. But yeah, this is a great 2-drop. Great pick all in all. Okay, Grand Ball Quest. How does the mana curve look like? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Number of creatures is 16, but I'm cutting the admirers. I'm just gonna do it right away. Forget about them. Edgewall pack. I don't think I'm gonna main deck these things. So Edgewall pack or the quest here. I could take this one too. No, I'm not taking that. I think I'll take the 2-drop here. It's more important to have the 2-drop than yet another 4-drop, which apparently I'm getting more of. Well, I have options here. Maybe I should consider the Scavenger, but I could just take now the Edgewall pack, actually. I could have another 4-drop creature here. Yeah, let's take that. Oh, I don't think I'm gonna splash the black. Yeah, I could activate it with the Scarecrow Guides, that is true. So this would be like an Ender's Tapped green producing land with a slight upside if I get to activate it. I'm not sure if that is worth it actually. But do I want to have another Curse of the Werefox either? Again, I could, but should I? 23 cards. I mean, I guess I can try that. Maybe I can make it work. Oh, there's a fairy fencing, but it's not really a good one if you don't have fairies. I was for a moment excited about splashing it, but it's true that it's not really that good if you don't have fairies. So I'll take a Catapult number 3. It is a weird deck. This is a weird deck for sure. Okay, I get all these. There's also the Crystal Grotto. I'm not even sure how my deck is supposed to look like now. I'm kinda interested in the Crystal Grotto actually. Even though the Krabby Giant is really good and the takedown is good too. 17 creatures. I think I'll just take the removal. It's probably safer to do that. Don't think I need the Chatter, but I won't be needing this one either. So let's just take this and probably cut it from the deck. Alright, that's a fine sideboard card in Spider Food. Now I could take this because I can fetch it with the Kellan's Birthright Boon, but I prefer this sideboard card. Okay, Frantic Firebolt with a triple Unruly Catapult check is, I think, a quite easy pick. Redcap Thieves Pack. I don't actually plan on playing any of these things here, so just take the uncommon. Just take the uncommon. Just take the uncommon or play a third Curse of the Werefox. I don't think I need to have a third of those. I have also the takedown here. Okay, I don't have anything in the sideboard I need to add to the deck, but I have a bunch of cuts to make. So let's see the creature curve. Yeah, I'm cutting the Chatter. It doesn't even boost anything because I have no rats in this deck. This is now 17 creatures. The Verdant Outrider is... This is kind of a 4-drop. Verdant Outrider is It's fine, I guess. It does synergize with this thing and the picnic ruiner. It's actually maybe worth considering for that reason. And also it's nice to give a young hero role token on this thing, which I can do it with cut in or with the merry bards. The witch's mark might be a little bit unnecessary here. I'm gonna cut that, and probably from the main deck the leaping ambush as well. Now this is 24 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. Nothing that is bad. I don't mind having the battle card because I have now ways to get it with the birthright boon. I don't think I have any other means to add the mana than to these two cards. Nothing else in here allows me to tap for any color, and I don't have the lands that fix. I have the cottage, and now I have to make a decision about that thing as well. Should I play one enters tapped land in the deck when the upside is quite rare? It being, me having a Scarecrow guide that can help do this thing. I'm not going to put a basic swamp in the deck. If I had the, the 1 mana fetch a land from your deck thing, yeah, then I guess it would make sense to play a swamp and this thing. But since I don't, I guess I could play the Gruul and the Noble Thief. This gives me a couple of treasures. It's still not worth it. I like this as a sideboard card in slow grinder matchups. I don't like to main deck it because it's possible. I'm playing against aggressive decks and you can't really afford to play this card in those matchups. And again, this is going to be 16 lands unless I decide otherwise. I mean, I could cut like the Verdant Outrider, or I could cut one of the Catapults, but I think the Catapults actually work here quite nicely. There's only 6 instant or sorceries, but I have a lot of adventures. Let's actually check it out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. These are all 2 triggers for the Catapult. Well, this may be a little bit less reliably. Now I could also make a decision to not play the Battle Cup at all. The only reason it is in here is that I have the Kellan and small chance to fetch, a free card from the deck. And I actually do have 1 rat producing card in the deck in the Edgewell pack. That's definitely not a reason to play this Tethered Rat, as I have enough 2s here regardless. The Battle Cup is quite good with the double striker though. For 2 double strike and other creatures get +1/+0. Maybe even more if I also put a role token here on this thing. But I'm thinking about the 16 lands here. I guess I do have the Ruby here, which, makes me mana. And I have fairly low mana curve for this deck anyway. And some defensive cards that, help me buy time to actually find my lands. And this deck can be a little bit vulnerable to flooding out. I don't really have a card draw. I even put the Witch's Mark away. So this is the deck. I guess I do have this. Well, it's here. The Seek the Beast draws me cards, but that's pretty much it. So this is the main deck. I will try to play the Cottage. I mean, if I get to do even some attacks with the Scarecrow guides, I mean, helping getting the mana from the Scarecrow guides, that would be nice. So let's play it. I mean, I don't even have an Evolving Wild, so this is the only land in my deck that will enter tapped. How about the mana consideration otherwise? I have more red cards, but well, these things do help me a little bit. If they don't get removed, they will get me any kind of color of mana. I don't have double casters, so I'm gonna have to cut 1 land here because, of course, the 16 land decision to play 16 lands. So I could play 8 and 8, despite having this many more red cards. because I kind of assume that these will help me when I don't have both mana available. Because by playing 8 and 8 I have the highest chance to have both colors in my starting hand. I don't think I like keeping starting hands with this deck that have only red mana available, because if I wouldn't mind that, then I could play 9 mountains and 6 forests and the cottage. But I think I want to maximize the chance to get both colors in my starting hand, and this is the best configuration for that. Okay, this is the main deck. Okay, that's a really good hand actually. Green. Oh, no longer a way to get this from the deck, but it's fine. Okay, they have a bunch of those things, but I will play my Ruby here. Next turn I can double spell. Or I could also single spell if I want to. But I think playing the... Okay, they have no third land. I do think that it makes sense to play this and the Battle Garb. I get to trigger the celebration so that I can have a free equip on this thing. And let's have it here. Do they have a land drop? No, they don't threaten to keep them. Give this thing any boost. So I'm actually going to just attack with this guy, because if they do block, I can eat it for free. Because this doesn't have celebration yet, so I'm gonna give it +1/+1 from this thing, and then it will also have the celebration, so it will have 4 toughness. And that will be of course glorious. I don't know why I played the Catapult pre-combat. No, I know, because that was necessary for the celebration. Obviously. Okay, so now they can make this into a 5. 5/4. Right. So, well, this was a good draw. I could attack with both. This is a 3/4, and then I can pump this guy here. They use a treasure, a food token too, which means that they have less access to lands. I do think it makes sense. Okay, that's also fine for me. Now I can actually play the Beanstalk Worm when I don't have to use. They wanted to save that thing for something else. So this is not great. Just play the 5/4 here and have the active pinger here. Yeah, I think them struggling a little with their mana is gonna make it nasty for them. Oh, they even have a third color here, but yeah, they are gonna be in trouble here now. Don't think they have a chance here, given what I have here. So just do this. And will this be a victory? Yes, they have no mana, so yes, this will be a win. With the pump spell and the catapult. So like this. And like this. Alright, so I see 3 colors in there. Maybe this is just a splash color or something. Sweet Tooth, Witch Hollow. Yeah, this seems like a black-green deck with based on these cards, but there's a plains. Well, I didn't see a lot from their deck. Is there like a 2-drop that's bad? Well, I guess I'm not going to cut the Scarecrow guides. They are pretty good in enabling my little splash shenanigans and just acting as 2-drops, which I still like to have access to. Kindled Heroism, Leaping Ambush. You know, the first strike might not be the worst, actually. I could see the first strike being somewhat of a relevant trick here, but I like the Battle Cup enough to keep playing that. And the Meribards. Well, no, the first strike is not bad with the Outrider either. I don't know, actually. Maybe I have enough removal that it doesn't matter. You know, running a combat trick here with the amount of removal I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Anything else? Guess not. Oh yeah, 6 with the Graceful Takedown. So out of these non-creatures, I have 6 removal spells and the Battle Cup. I will keep the same deck for now. I will decide with the combat tricks. If it goes to game 3, then I might change my mind, but I need more information. Okay, this is the time for this guide to shine. I hope they don't have removal for it. I also do need a third land, ideally, before my turn 3. By my turn 3. They did mulligan here. Okay, and there's the forest, so I don't need to. I can still want to have this because of the Kellan here. I wonder if I'm supposed to wait with this thing. I think it is. I can play slower. I could just, you know. I mean, the stolen goodies is quite good, but do I need it? I'm just gonna do this. The 2/2 would be better with the Curse of the Werefox, but I suppose if they have a Sweet Tooth Witch or what, yeah, exactly this, I can still deal with it using the Frantic Firebolt. But I actually do think what I'm doing here is just offering the trade. I don't really need it anymore. I'm gonna just do this. Here's a sorcery, so I have to do it period combat. Get this thing here. And then let them... I mean, I guess I could even use this as a blocker. That might make sense. They might have some trick for that thing though. Okay, let's have this trade, or you know, make them block. I don't think they're gonna block with their 3/2. I don't have a great turn necessarily. Maybe if they tap out on something, oh, like this. If they tap out on this, I can use the cut into good value here. Alright, this is gonna be quite nice, in fact. Now, ideally, I will draw a land, and that would allow me to double spell here with the Battle Garb and a 3-drop. Okay, that I can just kill actually. Well, unless they have a trick, of course. But okay, well, that is going to work with the stuff I have here now. I am going to try to kill it. They have only 2 cards in their hand, so I will try to kill it. First I will just attack here. The beginning of your draw step, if you control an enchant. Okay, so I'm going to actually do this in their upkeep. So if they have a way to save it, I at least get to you know, make them use mana on their turn. Okay, that worked very nicely. Now they don't get to draw the card from this thing. So yeah, they are in fact black-green and they just splash for some white. So they didn't draw their main color in the previous game. Yeah, that doesn't matter. Look at that. They have 1 card in hand. I have all this still here. So this is going to be quite nice. How do I do this? Just play this and the Battle Garb. And then I give it this, the battle cup, so I can attack this being a 4/4. Because it, you know, the Kellan does pump every other creature with one more power for every enchantment and equipment it has on it. So now I could just play Curse of the Werefox. It's a little risky actually. It's better to play it safe because they are forced to jump block now. And if they have a trick, I have the Frantic Firebolt here. This is 8 damage and this is 4 damage, so it's 12. The food isn't gonna help them. Just jump there and they still go down to 3, but then they can gain some life. I guess now I should just do this. I'm gonna give 1 counter to Kellan 2 on this thing. Yep, that's a nice card, but won't do the trick in here now. They might give it a +1/+1 counter, they did not, so... Same story. I mean, the +1/+1 is a sorcery speed thing. This is a lethal attack. I know I could win here by just killing it, but I'm figuring that maybe it's not necessary. But maybe I'll do it anyway. I don't think there's many cards that would work well here. They have a royal treatment. So I'm getting punished very slightly only, because of course the double striker here is still going to be really good. Now is this... They are at 9. Well, they have to block the double striker, that's the thing. So I could give this like an extra... Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Now the only card in the entire set that would help them stay alive is of course the... They have to actually gain life, they can't even draw a card. There is the one card, you know, the Spectre, what is this? Spectre it is, that enters the battlefield, the 5-mana 3/3, that when it enters the battlefield, you may exile any number of creature cards from your graveyard. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, and the number of creature cards that you exile is gonna give -X to every other creature on the battlefield. So I think what I'm actually gonna do is I'm gonna do this, as crazy as it sounds. This is gonna play around it, because this has 5 toughness now. So if they have that Spectre thing in their deck, it won't kill the Ruby now. That's me playing around, because I'm so far ahead, and I have another one of these here, that I was actually able to afford doing this thing. Just give a monster roll here. I guess I could have done it pre-combat, you know, considering how things went, because they used the royal treatment pre-combat, so I could have dealt an extra point of damage there. But anyhow, that was enough to win. Another nice hand if I do get the 3rd land by my turn 3 ideally. I'm on the draw here, so I get the extra draw for that. They have a guide, and I do have a guide and the 3rd land. Now the question is, which am I gonna start with? I kinda want to start with the Catapult, it's unblockable damage. Don't like seeing that. Dragon Mantle, well, it's gonna pick up a counter here, so it's not gonna be great. The Firebolt is not enough to kill it. Well, that was a great turn 3 for them, for sure. So I'm gonna do this and hope that it's gonna be good enough. If they have like a torch the tower there, I'll be in big trouble. I don't care if they get another trigger for celebration, because 4/4 is still gonna be blocked by the Verdant Outrider here. This thing, by the way, has haste and it can block the Gingerbrute, even if it uses the ability. Sometimes people forget that it's not an actual unblockable activation, but very close to it. So if I have a hasty blocker there, it's good enough. Okay, so I mean, this is gonna be a block. And I suppose I don't really need the Kellans getting me any equipment. So let's just do this and see how they're gonna. Okay, well, of course they have a thing in there. Well. Let's have a double striker, because this is also able to, you know, trade with the Ash. And now if they don't get a counter on it, this going to graveyard means that the Firebolt is dealing 3, because it has an adventure on it. But no, they do get a counter, but they gave it to the wrong guy. I mean, I guess they just won it. I mean, if they gave this the counter, I mean, their Royal Roll token, I couldn't make this trade happen. I'm still in trouble, of course, but at least I can. They have this thing too. Well, this is gonna be difficult, but I'm going to deal with the. I don't want to take 5 here. Yeah, I guess I can have the Merry Bards here after all. Yeah, maybe I have to take some damage here just to make sure I can actually deal with everything they have, because I have to make this into a 4-power creature so it can block the. Okay, well, you know, I'm fine with this. I need to be able to deal with this guy. And the Bruiser could deal with it. Only with another blocker, of course. Yeah, this is tough now. I guess I have to deal with the Claw there right away. Not even letting them untap. Yeah, this is too much. The trick when they had the Hunter, that ate my tempo a little bit too much. Now this has Menace, so I can't. Okay, look at their deck. That's just unfairly good stuff. And I got all my catapults. Yes, very fantastic. Yep, okay. I know I can get a blocker on the Crasher, but I go to 1 and I don't have any means to beat them. I take the Kindled Heroism and maybe even the Leaping Ambush in here, based on what I saw. Maybe. So if I do that, what would be my cuts? The Battle Gob, for sure. And then the Outrider. I do still think the Catapult is good, but the 4/2 for 3 isn't the greatest against such a deck. Can I do something else, like have more 2-drops here? I don't think that is so necessary. And I don't think there's any other card. I guess the Minecart Daredevil could be. Okay, I'm gonna cut that actually and have now a 2-drop here, which will simply be the. I guess there's not much other option than the Tattered Ratter, but the 2-mana 2/2 is good enough to make some blocks there, which I will need to make. At least I get to be on the play here now. Let's hope a hand is very good. Well, it is not a good hand. I'm gonna mulligan a 6-lander. This is better, but it's of course a sad thing always to cut a card. I suppose I don't really need the guide in here. The other stuff I have is better. So the guide is gonna go away. They did mulligan too, so that's nice. And they kept 6, just like I did. Ash. Yeah, that's gonna die as soon as I can kill it. And now the only option is this. I really hope to get a land, because then I could have played the Grand Bulk quest and the takedown on the Ash, but okay. But I can do that for that thing now. Yep. I just want to keep the board clear. Now I can even be the aggressor with the Edge Wall pack and the Merry Bards being decent additions. Okay. This also. Let's make the trade happen. Let's trigger the or get the celebration online, so I don't mind if they block here at all. Okay, now I'm the aggressor, and with the Bellowing Bruiser I can do some nice amount of damage. Might even give this 1/1 the roll token here. Sculling Viper is... yeah. Okay, couple of rares here, but not really that, you know, problematic ones. Yes, I actually am willing to just give this the Young Hero roll token so that they actually have to block it. It's totally fine if they make the block with the Viper here. This pumps their creature tokens, but let's see how many they're gonna have. Cooped up there, sure. So you are the control deck now. Well, I don't need the Bruiser ability here, I just play a Haster here, and this is actually gonna be a 3/4 now. Assuming I can attack here. Yep. And this is a safe trigger. This only cares about I had a 4 power creature when I declared it as an attacker, so if they now in response kill the Bruiser, it's still gonna be a 3/4. Down to 1 card. Of course, down to 2 now with the land card draw, but the Clothier, well, they can't kill both of these guys. And the Catapult will be very nice here. So I will let them double block, of course. They will have to take the 3 damage from the Bards. So let's deal with the Flyer here. I think that's more important than you know, with the potential pump on their tokens, because this is just unblockable damage. They have to kill the Catapult or they will lose. Okay, board 1. I can pay it. Alright. A little different game. So I saw now they have this thing, they have the cooped up. That's almost a reason to consider running the spider food here. But is it a good enough of a reason? I do actually like these cheap tricks here, which can be quite relevant here. Yeah, I don't think the spider food makes that much sense. I think what I could have done is maybe cut the land, but I suppose I can play the one. I mean, I'm not cut, but replace it with the forest and forget about the animating strategy. But I guess it can still happen. I have 2 of those scarecrows. Well, now it's my time to mulligan this 1-lander. Into a 1-lander. I'll keep it. I need to draw the mountain here. I'm not gonna go to 5. If it's gonna be 1-lander into 1-lander and into no lands drawn, then so be it. I'm not gonna bother about it too much. Land was a good draw, but of course mountain will be the best possible thing. Dragon Mantle in there. Okay. That's a pretty good combination. Now I do have the removal for the Gingerbrute, but I need to... Okay, that was basically all I needed here. Well, not all. I still need to maybe have the ruby survive so I can use the cut in, which will be important. So I guess I hope they tap out on some creature. No pump, so they have that thing. Okay, they're gonna have a dragon mantle in here, sure. Well. Okay, more lands. I actually kept one lander and on turn 4. Oh, sorry, on turn 3 I already have 4 lands here. Now, I'm still in trouble here. I didn't even see how they scried, by the way. I can kill the ginger brute with just the curse of the werewolves. I wouldn't mind having the catapult here though. I need to also win the game somehow. So let's do the catapult here. It can block the celebrant unless they, you know, put a mantle on it. Then I guess I take 4. But they're not gonna even consider it. I guess they might have a trick so they can still attack. It's also a free attack, you know. I'm definitely gonna block here. Trade this into a trick. Because there's no threat of this dying. So they can attack even if they don't have anything. So I'm gonna block with the catapult. I will at least, you know, prevent 3 damage in here. But I wouldn't mind them tapping out. Okay, so no punishment for the block. And then I have a 3rd catapult in here. Would be funny to have 3 of them active, but let's just focus on not dying. So let's do that exact thing. I will deal with the ginger brute using a the curse of the werewolves. It's funny how I drew these lands. It was great because I kept a 1 lander. Okay, the glow there, of course. Yeah, that's actually bad because now they can attack also. Well, I suppose they can't attack with the brute, so I take, well, only 4, but that is... yeah, this is bad now. Because they also have the evasive flyer. I really was hoping... Also, maybe hoping to not draw any more lands here. I guess I have drawn nothing but lands. Is that the case? 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know, I don't care. Nah, this is bad. This is really bad, but I'm gonna get another counter on this thing. And this is a sorcery, right? It is a sorcery, yep. This does mean I can't cast the other catapult, but I wanted to get the counter here. So, yep. Let's make this guy into a 1/5. Actually, its toughness isn't 3 or less anymore. So I could even replace this with a Curse of the Werewolves, which would make this into a 4/5. I could even kill the jumped clothing. The problem here is, of course, that this is an actual unblockable. And they can pump it a lot. Maybe it's still worth it. I mean, I have other removal. This is easy to remove. And if they want to deal a lot of damage with it, they have to give it the unblockability thing and also sink mana on that. Mantle thing. But the problem, of course, is... Yeah, this being a 1/5 would be beneficial in the... Because then it could block the 4/4 Grand Ball Quest. Well, none of that actually mattered. Sure. So now I'm taking way too much damage. I need to have some specific top decks, and I don't know if even that is going to be enough. Yeah, they're gonna have a... Oh, that's way too much stuff. Yeah. I'm almost dead already, and I'm facing multiple threats here. Can I win with some trick? Maybe I could have win with something because they are at very low life total. I need a haster for this, but no, this is lethal by itself now. Yeah, I basically needed removal for this. I could have still... Yeah, actually removal for this would have been good enough here almost, because this thing can still block. And I have another... This can't block obviously, but I have another... another catapult here. So let's say it was like a... Well, it wasn't... It doesn't matter, whatever, they're gonna make it haste. I mean, unblockable and kill me. I'm not, can't be bothered to I mean, they will find the play, of course. Why wouldn't they go for the win? It's not like they have time to... Oh, fuck. You knew it all the time. You were shouting at the screen. Why do you have to, I mean, why do I have to notice these things after having the game over already? You know what would have been a great turn for me? I tell you, play the Catapult, play the Tatter. I have mana for that. Pass the turn. They attack. If they give this thing, the haste thing, and attack with these guys, well, I can use the Tatter to block the Meribats, that is a 3-2. I can use the 04 Catapult to block these. I would have to actually do it even if it is having the celebration, because I would die to 4 damage. But the point is, Ruby has haste. And I was talking about that I have the 5 mana haster in the deck that can block a Gingerbrute. I also have a 2 mana haster. So let's say they have nothing. Maybe if they have a land in hand and they draw a land. Now, that's a big ask. They could have just, you know, Archon's Glory, whatever it is, because I saw that in the earlier game. They could just win that way. I have nothing that can block a flyer. So let's say they haven't that exact card, and I would have lost anyway. But of course, if they have a land and or irrelevant things and draw an irrelevant thing, I can block a Gingerbrute. Now they can pump it 3 times. And it actually even is going to pick up a counter from the Young Hero roll token. But point is, it will have 3 toughness. It can trade with Ruby. But if they have nothing, my 04 Catapult blocks the Grand Ball Quest. Tatter blocks and trades with the Meribats. And I still have 2 active Catapults that are, you know, dealing damage here. So basically, I would be left with a 04 Catapult against the Grand Ball Quest and both of us top decking. Now they had access to 2 cards on their turn, which could be enough to just win the game easily. Like, my chances were less than 50% here, I would say. But I mean, I wasn't supposed to concede because I thought I'm losing to this thing, but it was me who didn't find the way to survive, even though it was right in front of my eyes. My apologies, but I did the explanation so that you don't have to post that in the comments. I noticed it, but too late. Alright, now if the opponent has a Gingerbrute, I have a Ruby here. This hand is quite nice actually. I would rather draw another land here, but if the Ruby survives, I will have mana for the Curse of the Werefox regardless. And there's the land. Okay, so let's just now... I'm actually considering... You know what makes sense? No, it doesn't make any sense. I'm just playing this now, before they counter it, because I see an island here. Yeah, I was thinking about having the additional land, but since I don't have another one in my hand, it's not gonna necessarily do anything. Here I could do the adventure, but Okay, I'm actually doing this here. Because I want to give the Grand Ball quest the cut in. And this way I can just play the Beanstalk Worm on the next turn and not worry about... Well, maybe they will deal with my thing. Okay, Celebrant. Okay, that's annoying because they get some nice value there, but... Oh well. Catapult. Okay, I'm gonna do this now, of course. So this can attack as a 4-5 going forward. And I have the cut in, which I still don't actually. Ah, no, come on. I've done this many times myself, of course, but this is because they will have a means to deal with that thing, so... I mean, get rid of this, so that was a free exile on that thing. How to do it then? I guess I'll just play my stuff here then and try to win with the Catapult. Unless they have another Celebrant, return this thing to their hand. And exile some other stuff here too. Okay, well they have two good things to bargain away now. I guess that's a Johan stopgap now. But which one they are gonna choose? That, of course. Yeah, that's the blue-white hatching plans. Princess takes flight deck, which can be really good, of course. Alright, so I don't have the white mana for this, so I maybe just should well, I guess I'm gonna still do this. Yeah, I'm doing this. This is unblockable damage. So maybe they get to draw a lot of cards, but I might still be able to win before that's gonna be relevant, because they don't have yet, you know, 10 mana or something like that. Okay, land tax. Well, I have 4 lands, they have, you know, 5, so this only works if I control more lands than them. So I can even play the forest here, which I will. So they have a 2/2 blocker. I can simply... Oh, they are gonna have a counter spell on the hatching. Ah, they... Ugh, this is... Yeah, that's bad. I guess I'm gonna bait the counter spell away. I want to cut into actually, you know, work. So this and this will deal damage to the Celebrant here, and I'm expecting an ice out here now. But then I will play the cut in, giving the Grand Ball quest. You know, the young hero roll token. And my Catapult could just be enough here. They probably will jump block here. Unless they have such a hand that it's not gonna matter too much. Alright. So they have bargained away a Princess Takes Flight that ate my 5/4 and a Hatching Plans. Okay, they choose to bounce that instead of the Catapult. That's a good news for me, because that maybe means that they don't have a good... Oh. Yeah. Sure. Double removal. Well, I guess the bounce isn't exactly removal, but whatever. Hey, that's good one. Okay. Now they are gonna maybe consider blocking. This doesn't have Vigilance, yeah. This has Trample because of the monster token, so even if they block, they go down to 5. So now, do they have a life gain or not? This can't be blocked by creatures with power 2 or less this turn, is the ability. So they can't play the Gatekeeper, they would lose. They can do that and get another 2/2. And then they have the stockpiling Celebrant to block the Verdant Outrider, which is of course very unfortunate. But I mean, this is the stuff that happens when you have Hatching Plans sacked. Oh, they have something better. Well, that's bad then. Can't trigger this thing. This is going to be, of course, like a Kellan's Light Blades. They might have the Archon's Glory to gain life. If I had my instant speed, you know, I have 2 of those red spells that kill things. Because the Archon's Glory will be the worst thing I can see here, but not much I can do. Let's try the attacks now. Then activate this. Play the double striker post combat. Yeah, this is gonna be killed by an Archon's Glory. No, not that, but you know, they also have that. Wow, I haven't actually witnessed that card at all, but I guess now I have. Alright. So that was even worse for me. Now I need one of my other catapults, which I still have 2 in the deck. As long as they don't gain life, a catapult will be enough to win. Like if I top deck a catapult right now, that should be enough. But I need to do it, because I'm losing to these attacks now. Okay, there is the Firebolt. Might just not be enough. I guess I can hold these things at bay, so... and if they have an Archon's Glory, I can respond by the Firebolt now. This would have been better on the previous turn, maybe. There's that. And that is 5 damage. Oh, it would be nice to get one of my Scarecrows now. It would be really nice. Now, if I attack, what's gonna happen is that they're gonna triple block. I get to kill 2 of them. But the problem is they're gonna play the 6-5. And I have nothing really to show for it. Maybe I can... I don't think it makes sense. I'm going to just not attack now. They go actually for the Hopeful Vigil. The land attacks... Yeah, no, that won't work. Oh, they drew another one of those. Their deck is really good. Land, okay, game over. I needed to draw something relevant there. Okay. Spider food. Not that's not good against Hatching Blast or Princess Takes Flight. It really is not. Yeah, I mean their deck is full of synergy. I just have to hope they don't draw their good stuff, and that I have a really good draw myself. Okay, let's mull that. Let's not mull these. Let's ditch the mountain, I suppose. Please don't have a hatching plans. Please no hatching plans. Hopeful Vigil is the other option, I guess. Alright, well, let's try to deal with the life total before it's too late. Like in the previous game, they just had so much bounce and interaction that I, in the end, couldn't deal the damage I needed to. And the area, what the interference, that was the best card they could have had. The fog effect that actually doesn't affect the combat damage their creatures deal. Okay, that's... yeah, I would need more toughness. I mean, I could... yeah, I'm not gonna lose my Scarecrow guide here, of course, because it helps me to attack with the cottage, even on the next turn, maybe. But yeah, the Werefox things are not so great in this particular situation. That's the hatching plans doing its thing. Yeah, I don't really think there's much chance here, because I mean, unless they just have horrible draws here, they just drew 4 cards. How can I ever deal 17 damage before they get to overwhelm? Which they will be able to do, of course. Well, I get to taste my own medicine, because this is something I have done myself too. Well, let's try to see, but it's so, you know, demoralizing to play against the player who did the hatching plans thing when you don't have like a chance to raise. Yeah. No, not like this. Okay, I guess it's time to get a 1-2. It's been many drafts since I got a trophy, but it's also even more drafts since I got a result that has less than 2 wins. So it's gonna happen at some point, and now it did happen. Because I don't really see how on earth. I mean, this what they have here is already enough. They have this, they got the value with the Celebrant. This is actually just, they just have a perfect curve out here. And I needed them to have exactly something else than that. The guide with 1 toughness is really bad with the Werefoxes. I can't even double spell. Because there's, I mean, if I play this, I would want to get the Young Hero Roll token. I know I can play this and not have the token. And then have a Curse of the Werefox here. I guess that is the play. So, I mean, I'm playing as if I have a chance to win, which I just obviously don't have. If they had no cards in hand, yeah, maybe then. But they have 7 cards in hand. And 1 relevant thing in exile. Ready to be cast. Yeah, okay. This is now enough. I just don't want to waste my time anymore. I have no win here. I don't want to play any more minutes here. Waste any more of my time to just eventually lose anyway. So that was a harsh match 3. I don't think there was like anything intrinsically bad with this deck. Of course, the worst thing that happened in the event was my lack of realization until it was too late that this can actually block a Gingerbrute. Now, I think that I wasn't really a favorite to win that game and therefore the match, because they had 2 cards I didn't know about and many single cards that would just outright win the game for them. Archon's Glory being one, which because I was at 4 life and no way to block flyers would have been enough by itself, and of course basically anything that interacts with my creatures would have been good enough as well, but there was a slight chance for me to still win that match number 2, but that didn't happen because of my own foolishness, and this is it. A 1-2, and there will be 2 more drafts of this format on this channel before the next set releases, and then there of course will be drafts of the new Ixalan set. So hopefully I will have some better results and, you know, better gameplay also in the videos than what I showed here. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next draft. Bye bye.